everybody, good afternoon. It's a Saturday afternoon here. I just want to give a little warning to everybody out there about Ruger 1022s. I want to warn you, you probably shouldn't buy a Ruger 1022. And you really shouldn't buy one unless that is, you really like a highly customizable, very easy to set up, easy to modify platform that is, pretty budget friendly. So trying to be a little bit lighthearted here. I have two Ruger 1022s here. The one on the bottom obviously is a Takedown model in a Magpul X22 backpacker stock. And this was the first 1022 that I bought. It was actually a 50th anniversary, and it had the wooden stock on it, and I liked it for a long time. I shot it, a bunch, works perfectly fine. Then I decided, well, I like it a whole lot, but after I bought this guy, I wanted to modify the Takedown. So I already had the magazines, the 25 round magazines, and I started, doing a bunch of reading online, figured out how easy it was to do things like modify the springs inside the trigger, swap those out, put extended magazine releases on there, change the stock, change the barrels, and so on. So what I have this one set up as right now, I have the M Carbo spring kit in the trigger. I have the Ruger extended magazine release, and I will say out of all the ones I've tried, this is probably my favorite. It's the stock Ruger one. I'd have to look up the part number, but it follows the contour of the trigger very well, and if you just flip the little lever down, drops the magazine out nice and easy. The reason I like that, you can use your trigger finger, you take it off the trigger, and you just push down on the trigger guard, mag drops free. Great upgrade. I highly recommend it. They're about 20 to 25 bucks for those. The backpacker stock that I have here, that was about $109 from Cabela's. You can find it a little bit cheaper if you shop around online. It has a little, I believe it's a True Glow non-magnified green dot, red dot on it. It's a 5 MOA dot. Let me restart that part. The optic that I have on this is a True Glow 5 mil dot, red and green dot with adjustable windage and elevation. Has the little dust caps on it. Again, that was another thing I picked up from Cabela's. That was about 60 bucks. I did the auto bolt release modification in this, and basically I used the stock part, just took it out and filed it down. You can see that nice 50th anniversary bolt that's in there. And so this gun, it's pretty much done the way it is, except for the fact that I did order a bull barrel. I think it's a KSA, Keystone Arms, that should hopefully be in this week. So this one will have a 920 diameter Keystone Arms barrel. I like the Keystone Arms one because they're set up like the Marlin barrels, where they have effectively 12 lands and 12 grooves, so it's kind of a micro groove barrel. And the other thing I did to this, because the Magpul stock does not come with the mounts for the sling in it, I actually bought some sling cups and some sling swivels from Amazon.com. The ones that I bought are made in the USA. They're pretty nice. I'll show them here in a little clip in the video in a minute. So other than the modifications that I've done to the backpacker stock and everything like that, otherwise it's pretty much just a standard Ruger 1022, standard bolt. Like I said, I have the M Carbo springs in it. I bought an extended charging handle for this one. I haven't put it in yet because when I tried to put it in, the tolerances were a little bit too tight and it dragged a little bit. But I have some BX25 magazines. I have some BX1 magazines. I also have one in the stock, and again, this isn't probably news to anybody watching my videos, but you open up the buttstock, there's another BX1 magazine and 50 rounds of Game Shock. So just a little bit of extra storage in there, and if I ever do need this as a survival rifle, there's plenty of room, and plenty of other videos I've seen people putting fishing line and razor blades and other stuff. The bottom here comes out. I'm not going to take it out, but I have a 22 caliber bore snake in there, as well as the Allen wrenches to take pretty much everything on this gun apart. So that's my 1022 Takedown. Now coming into my other, what I was calling the budget build 1022. So what I've done to this thing since my last video, I talked about this earlier, but the handmade slings I have, and I actually made one exactly like this for my backpacker stock with the push button quick disconnect sling swivels. The CCOP bipod I already talked about, things like that. Recently I got a 3-9 by 32 center power scope, and this one has the lighted mil dot reticles on it, or reticles, however you say it. I really like these scopes. They're inexpensive. I think I paid 35 or 39 bucks for this off of out of a pawn shop on eBay. Came in a couple of days. They work really well for a 22. I've never had any problems with them. That's the same type of scope that I have on my Mossberg 146, and that one, like I've said in other videos, at 100 yards, I can shoot a bottle cap off of a 20-ounce soda bottle at 100 yards with the same scope with 22 ammo. So very accurate. This one has a Timber Creek extended magazine release on here. So far I like it. I actually prefer the Ruger extended magazine release that's on my 1022 Takedown better. So I may end up buying another one of these and putting it on this instead, but I haven't really used this enough to say whether or not I like it. I did get the OD green version of it. It does work well. I also did the auto bolt release modification on this one. And my thoughts on this one, that has the M-Carbo springs in the trigger as well, and it does have the extended charging handle. I've showed you that previously. This one, the only other thing that I'm getting for it is I'm getting a slip-on muzzle brake that kind of looks like M14 style muzzle brake. The slip-on and clamp on the bottom of this thing. Depending on how the accuracy comes out of this gun, because this was trying to be my ultra super budget build, basically the firearm itself, I think I paid $2.99 for. I have like 20 bucks in the bipod. The scope was 40 bucks. The rail was off my Takedown, so that was free. The extended mag release was around 18 bucks. The trigger kit was 12 bucks. I mean, I have right around maybe $400 into this gun as it sits. And the muzzle device that I got for this thing, I think I got for $13 off of eBay. So right around $400 in this gun. I want to see how well it'll shoot just by doing those few things. I know everybody says the barrel harmonics will cause your shots to string vertically or horizontally after you shoot quite a few. I'm thinking that maybe putting the muzzle device on there will help that a little bit. The other thing, everybody says floating the barrel is the best option. I kind of have a theory that as long as the receiver and the barrel are completely tight in the stock, it actually may improve the accuracy a little bit. I've seen a few other people do videos where they've wrapped electrical tape around the barrel somewhere down here to keep it really tight in the stock and then snug the barrel band back up, and it actually tightened up their groups. So being that this action is very tight in the stock, I want to try that theory and try to keep everything tight in there, and then just put the muzzle device on the end to, you know, change the vibration of the barrel, I guess. I don't know if it'll help, but that's my theory on that guy. And the 1022 Takedown, because it's getting a bull barrel, I don't really know what the accuracy is going to be on that. The plan with that one is not to try to do like 1/4 inch groups at 50 yards, just to get them as good as I can, because with a 5 MOA reticle on that particular red dot, getting a 1/4 inch group is going to be pretty hard anyway. But something that's really reliable, really repeatable, a lot of fun to shoot at close range, medium range. That one I probably won't go out to 100 yards very often. That's kind of what the longer one's set up for. But that's my little update on my 1022s. Again, don't buy one of these unless you want a really budget-friendly platform to be able to modify, have some fun with. I think if I was to add up the total on this so far, I paid $315 for the Takedown as it was brand new. I sold the original stock for $85, so that puts me somewhere down around, you know, $220 or $230 that I have invested in it. Then 20 bucks for the mag release, so that's $250. Say 12 bucks, so that's $262. And then this would put me back up to about $325. Then this stock was $109, so $430 bucks, and then 25 bucks for these, so $450. And then the new barrel I ordered was $150, but I sold some other stuff to pay for it. So realistically, I'm probably in this one for just around $500 all said and done. And that one I'm into for about $400 all said and done. So for the price that most people will put into one 1022, I have two really nice ones. And I do have some plans in the future for one really nice build where I'm basically going to buy the cheapest 1022 I can with a stock receiver, put an aftermarket barrel on it, an aftermarket, just a Magpul stock, a bipod, scope, upgraded trigger parts and all that kind of stuff, and see with stock components and a good barrel and a good stock how much I can actually get accuracy wise out of it. That one will probably run still around $500 or $600 because even a stripped receiver for one of these things with just the bolt and the trigger group is probably around $80 or $90. Sometimes you can find a complete gun for about $150 and then sell the stock and make $20 or $30 back, and sell the barrel and make $20 or $30 back. So that's probably what I'll do. So I will keep my eyes open for that, but I'm not buying a $250 or $300 gun and stripping all the parts off it. I just as soon start with a bare bones one and start over. So a little bit of a weekend update from Cranky Gun Reviews. Thank you very much. God bless. Support your 2A rights, and please keep a level head about yourself. Have a great day.